right, well,
Told you, man.
technical difficulties aside, I don't know why it clicks at the end. Did you hear that little click?
Yeah, I just thought, I didn't know.
Oh, well. Anyways, that sound means one thing only.
Battery Podcast is back.
In full effect.
Haven't been that long.
It's been like 2 weeks.
That's
a little
not
bit
bad.
longer than normal, but, it's not the longest we went without doing a show.
Yeah,
And
I consider us doing well.
you. Yeah.
Let's start doing like Bro Science. New podcast. When I feel like putting one out.
All right, that works. Anyways, like I said, we got a big show. NBA free agency is upon us. The NBA draft is over.
Yes.
Big deal in sports. Also, the Braves started picking things up and then dropped 2 out of 3 in San Diego.
But that being
overall,
said, they won 4 of the last 5 series.
Yeah, so they're doing all right. We dropped a series to San Diego where Bartolo Colon may have pitched his last game ever. And we're going to talk about stuff like that today. But I want to start. Let's go back in time. Yeah, you're better at the sound effects.
That's because I'm black, ladies.
Anyways, back in time, right before the draft, the NBA draft, Brooklyn traded for D'Angelo Russell and Timothy Mozgov.
Yeah.
They traded away Brooks Lopez in the 27th pick in the draft. Very good trade for LA.
In my opinion, yes.
That kind of got things rolling, I think, right in that pre-draft frenzy. The big trades. That kind of got everything off the ground. And we saw some bigger stuff happen, right after that.
I think that was, as of now.
Yeah, because that same day, later on.
Well, I think that was the biggest trade up until the one that happened yesterday. Up until the one that happened yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. What happened yesterday?
No, you're kidding.
I don't... Oh, the Chris Paul trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I was about to say...
Yeah. I just couldn't... I was drawing a blank.
To say, this is our last podcast ever.
Yeah, I was drawing a blank for some reason. I just couldn't remember. But, like I said, the D'Angelo Russell kind of got the ball rolling. That same night, you saw...
Irony. They picked up Lonzo Ball.
They did, with the second pick in the NBA draft. Maybe we'll see less of Lonzo. Not Lonzo, but LeVar. I doubt it, but I'm hoping that they lock him out of team functions and whatnot.
Did you not see him on Raw?
Yeah, man. That shit was ridiculous. I'm so tired of this dude.
I'm not going to lie, man. It's kind of gotten to the point where it's humorous to me. Because watching him walk down
walking down the ramp was pretty funny.
It was hilarious.
He looked like he was really getting into it, so.
Yeah. He ended up taking his shirt off.
Yeah, not a pretty sight.
Not in as bad a shape as I thought he would.
No, but, not good enough to be ripping your shirt off on national television.
If you're LeVar Ball, when is it not a good time to rip your shirt off, though?
I guess no press is bad press, so.
All
right, well, anyways, the D'Angelo Russell thing got things rolling. Later that night, the Hawks traded Dwight Howard to Charlotte for...
I forgot.
Do you remember?
No.
It wasn't important. It was...
I thought it was a very bad trade for the Hawks.
Yeah, I still think it is. They ended up only clearing $4 or $5 million in cap space, and they moved back 10 spots in the draft, which, most people would agree you're not going to find a much better player at 31 than you would at 41, so what's the big deal? But still, you only cleared, $4 or $5 million, and that's not going to get you.
It was a move just to make a move.
Yeah, and me and Ricky are both of the opinion that that's never good for your team. Just to be doing something to do it.
Oh, okay. They traded for Miles Plumlee and Marco Bellinelli.
Okay, so they got 2 bench pieces.
Awful trade.
Unless they're going to tank, and then those guys might be starters next year. But yeah, like I said, we're both of the opinion that you don't just make a move to make a move. Then, the night of the draft, the Bulls traded Jimmy Butler to Minnesota.
Yes, they did.
For the 7th overall pick.
And they are shopping Ricky Rubio as we speak.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So Minnesota's trying to go for it.
Yes.
That's good.
They are.
Well, I thought that was a great trade for Jimmy Butler. It's good for him to get out of Chicago, which doesn't like it's going anywhere.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I know a lot of people got real excited last offseason when they brought in Rajon and D-Wade and really looked like they were going to get back to being competitive.
Looked like they were going to do something. I got excited when I saw... I mean, I've been excited for Chicago since Derrick Rose was there.
Mm-hmm.
And, he had to end up leaving. I really wanted him and Jimmy Butler to work. Then that didn't work out, so I still want Jimmy Butler to do well there. I'm a big fan of players being drafted by somebody and playing their entire career with that team.
Yeah, and developing into a star.
That's really cool to me. So.
Unfortunately, Jimmy Butler, he's a star in the league, but, he won't get to do it in Chicago now, and that's not his fault. I think he did everything he could. Maybe Chicago just got an unbelievable deal. And
they
then
might have.
The thing I wanted to say about that was, how did you feel about the pick that Chicago made with that 7th overall?
Who did they pick?
Exactly. Larry Markkinen?
Well, I would need to go back and see, who all was available at that time. But I do know Justin Jackson was available. That's my boy. UNC for life.
Larry Markkinen.
He ended up going to Sacramento,
Arizona.
which I hope works out for him. But I'm going to be honest with you, with the exception of seeing where Justin Jackson went and the Celtics pick at number 3, I didn't really care. And the Celtics picked exactly who I wanted them to pick in Jason Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just kind of not really paying attention to the draft at all.
I had just seen a piece on Jason Tatum, I think, the day of the draft.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's going to be a pretty good ball player.
He is good, man. He is very, very good.
And that's high praise coming from a Tar Heels fan.
Hey, man, game recognized game. You feel me?
I do.
Dante says it all the time. Justin Jackson, he thinks, is going to be a very good pro. So there's your shout out, Dante. But
we didn't get him one last time.
Yeah, I don't know if he recognized it though. But if he did,
we talked about it.
Yeah,
but we didn't get him one last time, so we
there
made sure to get it early.
We'll have your name all throughout this podcast. But I think Jason Tatum will end up being a very good, very, very, very good professional basketball player.
And if the Celtics can add a guy like,
Paul George or Gordon Hayward. That's who I really want. I really want Gordon Hayward. Not to say that I don't want Paul George.
But you like the game that Gordon Hayward plays? I like the game Gordon Hayward plays. I love the game Paul George plays as well. It's kind of just a pick your poison kind of thing. If they could get either one of those guys, I'd be all for it. Mm.
But I think I just kind of got closer to Gordon Hayward only because the talks of him coming to Boston have been going on for so long. Because the talks of Paul George coming happened at the trade deadline. And then they stopped. Like, completely stopped. Gordon Hayward has been, that guy that we could possibly pick up all the way throughout. I think he met with the Celtics on this past weekend, or he's going to meet with them.
I think he's got 3 lined up for Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The Heat are one.
The Heat are on Saturday, the Celtics are on Sunday, and the Jazz are on Monday.
Yeah, there you go. Some names that were available at number 7. Dennis Smith out of North Carolina State, Malik Monk from Kentucky, Luke Kennard from Duke, Justin Jackson, who didn't get selected until 15th, John Collins, if they wanted to draft a power forward, who was still there at 19, from Wake Forest. The Hawks ended up taking him.
Great pick, guys. I'm joking.
Atlanta Sports Radio is super excited about that John Collins pick. I just think the Hawks need to go ahead and tank it up. It's not going to be very pretty for the next year or two.
Or just do us all a favor and sell the franchise.
Yeah, that's right. Move them to Winnipeg or something.
Las Vegas.
There you go. They've already got one team. Oh, we're going to talk about that in a second. Very briefly, but we're going to talk about Las Vegas and how much they broke my heart last week.
How much? Oh.
I said very briefly. This is a sports show, Ricky. We can't just exclude one sport because you don't like it. We talked about college basketball.
It's not that I don't like it. How much have we talked about college basketball since it was over?
0.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't matter.
Neither does hockey.
Hockey matters.
No, it doesn't.
Hockey matters because the offseason is very important.
Hockey doesn't.
Are you keeping tabs on recruiting?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Hardcore?
Yes. I'm
Who are the
looking
top
at all
5
the
recruits in the country?
Top 5 in the country? I don't care about the top 5 in the country. I'm looking at who Roy Williams is looking at. We never get the top 5 in the country.
Okay.
That's not who we get.
Who are you guys bringing in? Let's throw UNC into the show.
I don't remember names, man. I'm not going to.
What positions do they play? How good are they? Tell me something about it.
They're looking at this one guard that came from where Joel Berry's from. You remember Joel Berry?
Nope.
Okay. See, what's the point of having a conversation with you about
I want you to educate me. Educate me, Rick. Where did Joel Berry come from?
You sat there in the same room with me while UNC games were on multiple times, and you don't even know the name of the starting point guard.
Nope.
So what's the point of me even
educate me, Rick? The way I try to get you into hockey.
I've already tried. I've taken the hockey more so than you've taken the college basketball, and it's ridiculous.
Where's Joel Berry from?
Some town in Florida. I want to say like Apopka, Florida or something.
I've heard of Apopka.
I'm not gonna have
it's landlocked. Central
You're patronizing
Florida.
me.
It's not. I'm not. It's a central Florida city.
Anyway,
are we moving on now?
I told you I was
all right. So, number 4 on our list today, the Predators jerseys suck. A big bag of nuts. They're not good.
The Predators jerseys
ugly.
Suck.
They're stupid. Adidas effed us. They effed us right in the A. I don't know why I even got excited at the thought of Adidas making our uniforms.
I don't know.
Dumbest thing I've ever done in my hockey watching life. You know,
I don't know either. I mean,
the NBA jerseys didn't look that bad.
I told you when you first started getting excited about it, I was like, man, I've never really gotten anything Adidas other than the soccer pants that I have on right now. But
I have a couple pairs of Adidas gym shorts, 2 pairs of soccer pants.
Never gotten Adidas.
Used to wear shell toes a lot.
Basketball shorts.
I had an Adidas pair of golf clubs, or I had an Adidas golf bag, golf shoes in high school, early on, before I grew up, you know.
Oh, okay. But, all right, I'm glad you threw that in there.
But regardless, I really don't like the Predators jerseys. It makes it really disappointing because I was going to get another jersey this season, and now I don't want one. Plus, I found out, I knew that this was coming because I had read it months ago, but Fanatics is actually making the replica jerseys, not Adidas.
Really?
So it wouldn't even be like an on-ice replica like this one, like my current Reebok replica is. It would be made by Fanatics, a completely separate company.
They sell everything. Yeah,
I mean, that's an even bigger kick in the nuts. So thanks a lot, Adidas. Thankfully, this deal only runs to 2024, and then we're out of it. And you know,
thanks for nothing, Adidas.
Yeah, basically. Unless you guys are going to redesign next year, I have no faith in your ability to do anything anymore. And that's why you're losing the NBA, too. Because Nike's coming quick.
Whoop, whoop. Oh, real quick about the NBA, and we were talking about the Hawks. Have you seen the new renderings of the
arena?
Phillips Arena?
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
I think that's pretty dope. I feel like it could be a bad idea.
Probably.
It will definitely be a bad idea.
You got to think they're going to have security there.
People always find ways to get around security. Yes. Nevertheless, a drunken guy that really wants to get on the court.
They're also adding a barbershop to the arena where there's going to be like a glass window.
I don't know what is.
Right? They're adding a glass window where while you're getting your hair cut, you know, the barber spins you around. Your feet are just dangling there. You can watch the game, which is kind of cool.
That's kind of dope.
I mean, I just think it's cool that they're wanting to do stuff to keep the arena fresh, innovative.
Yeah.
And a courtside bar, you don't get much more innovative than that.
Nah, you don't get much more innovative, much more into the game. Nah. I think it's a pretty cool thing.
That'd be a dope experience.
I would definitely go to that bar.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's gonna end up being a really bad idea.
Yeah, eventually somebody's gonna ruin that for everybody, and they're gonna have to take
it's gonna have to turn into something where it's like it's just a restaurant that doesn't serve alcohol, or got to be a VIP member to get in, or something like that.
I'm sure the prices will be high, which keeps hooligans, street youths,
you tripping
out of the bar.
You are tripping. If I was a Hawks fan, I'd start saving my money right now to get tickets to go. And somebody like me does not need to be in a bar 20 feet away from LeBron.
Yeah.
You know, that is just not a good idea.
Yeah, I saw one of the tweets. It was like, bet you won't tackle LeBron. It was your favorite meme.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, Ricky loves that meme. But
those are so funny.
Some of them are. I think they're getting to the point where just like every meme, they're starting to run it.
But that one was even more so
because
funny
it really fits.
It's somebody in a bar.
Yeah,
and
it really fits that situation.
Beer.
All right, last hockey note. Quick hockey note. Free agency starts Saturday, same day as the NBA. The NHL draft came and went. The Predators actually had a really good draft. Won't speak on it forever. But Las Vegas has a hockey team. They are official.
And they took James Neal.
They took James Neal.
They also
from us.
took the goalie from
Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yes.
And that really ruffled some feathers. Everybody knew it was going to happen. You know, all
Why
season.
did ruffle feathers?
Because it upset people. He's been there since he was drafted. 14 years.
That kind of made me upset.
Sidney Crosby's never played a game without Marc-Andre Fleury on his team.
That kind of made me upset too.
Exactly. It's like, imagine, 5 years ago if someone was like, yeah, we're going to take Chipper.
Yeah.
Just, you're coming and taking.
Yeah,
you don't get anything in return.
But you would think, man, that you could save a goalie, right?
You can, but you can only save one, and they had to save Matt Murray. You've got most organizations probably have 6 in their organization.
Okay.
You've got your starter, your backup, and then your minor league goalies. They're not coming after your minor league goalies.
Right.
Some of those minor league goalies or minor league players are exempt anyways because of service time, stuff like that. Like UC Saros for the Predators, exempt from the start of the season. We knew going into the year they could not have him.
Right.
But in Pittsburgh's situation, you saw how Matt Murray played in the Stanley Cup.
Amazing.
I mean, dude was out of his mind good.
Yeah.
So it's like keep the fan favorite or
keep the guy that
starting goalie that's got
yeah.
2 cups now at 23 years old. So from
whichever one that you didn't say they were coming after.
Yeah, they're gonna take that one. Exactly. That's one of the few franchises that's got great goalie depth. Clearly,
yeah.
An eventual
got pretty good goalie depth.
Yeah, we've got pretty decent. We'll see what UC Saros is able to do next year. I'm sure he'll get more playing time.
Man, Pekka for the win.
I mean, Pekka's gonna get his run. Pekka's gonna get his.
Pekka's gonna be the starting goalie on the Cup team.
You're right. I like your confidence. But, yes, James Neal is now...
Who's going to be the starting point guard on a UNC basketball team next year? Championship basketball team next year.
That guy.
Why do we hang out?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't get it. Anyways, that's it for hockey. James Neal, good luck to you in Vegas. Good luck to Vegas in their first year as an expansion team.
I hope Vegas loses all their games.
Hey, that's fine. It means they can't make the playoffs.
Exactly.
That works.
I don't know what you're doing over here wishing them good luck.
I don't want them to have their team taken from them and moved.
Why not?
Because I want the sport to grow.
They took your player.
It's one player, though. Yeah, and if we end up getting Matt Duchene...
James Neal was a pretty big deal.
Well, we could only protect 8. We got effed. We had to protect our defensemen.
I hear you.
So, shit happens. Hopefully we can rebound. Yes, it's going to be hard to replace a 20-goal scorer for the last 4 or 5 years, I know. But, like I said, we'll see what happens and move forward. That's all you can do. It came and it went.
Hey, man, they didn't touch Colton Sissons.
Nope.
Good.
Colton's still there. Let's move to baseball now because we got a bunch. All right. Freddie Freeman's coming back from the disabled list on July 6th.
Yes.
About a week ahead of schedule.
Rehabbing tomorrow.
Yep.
He's going to a rehab start down in
Charlotte. They're playing in Charlotte. But he's not coming back as our first baseman.
No.
We are recording this 2 weeks after our last show.
He might.
Yeah, well, the X-rays came back negative.
Yeah, but if he's the plan isn't for him to come back as our first baseman.
No, and I'm sure he'll be playing down at third.
I actually did have the game on though when that happened, and I was just thinking, isn't this
ain't this some shit?
Like, wouldn't this happen? Like, we have a plan.
And it looks like it's going well, and then one of them is
right
taken
when
from
he's
us.
ready to get back. Boom, down he goes. But like you said, the X-rays came back negative, so
we'll see what happens. I fully expect maybe a day or 2 off for Matt Adams.
Yeah.
And then, his foot's fine. He can put pressure on it and continue playing first base, which works for me because I don't want to play in the outfield, and he doesn't know how to play third. So,
yeah,
Freddie played
Matt Adams,
third.
I think Freddie will play third this season, and then they teach Matt to play third.
And that's fine. That's fine with me.
Matt's got more of a third baseman's body.
Yeah. Kind of built like Moose. Maybe a little shorter than Moose, but built like Moose.
Now that he's lost all that weight. Yeah.
Now that he's lost that weight, he really does look like Moose in the body.
I'm sure he's got pretty decent feet, or at least better than he had when he first came up.
Yeah.
But
you can teach somebody to play a position, man.
Yeah, maybe I'll grab one of them.
There we go.
Anyway, Freddie Freeman is coming back as a third baseman. How do you see it panning out?
Can't be any worse than what we've had thus far, you know?
At third?
Yeah, third.
I don't know, man. Rio's been pretty solid.
Since Chipper has left.
Rio's been pretty locked down.
That has been arguably our weakest position.
Talking to nobody here.
I'm hearing what you're saying, but hear me out. Since Chipper left, you know, we've had Juan Francisco and Juan Uribe. And
great third baseman. If Juan Uribe was still here, we'd be perfect.
We wouldn't.
We'd be fine at third.
It would still be an offensive hole because Juan wasn't going to hit 330 and 25 or 30 home runs.
When Juan did drop tanks, he dropped.
Oh, yeah. You knew they were gone when he hit them, but how many of them was he going to hit?
20, 25.
Maybe in like 2006.
Hey, man, you see this new ballpark? You see how these balls are flying out of SunTrust?
Speaking of, Brandon Phillips needs to calm it down.
No, he doesn't.
When he's at home.
No,
he's going to start getting thrown at, and I don't want that.
I don't care.
I do. Anyways.
Two reasons. One, he's giving them a reason to throw at him, which means he's dropping tanks. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Two, if he gets thrown at, up goes the on-base percentage. And he gets on, and Brandon Phillips is petty. He will steal second as soon as you hit him. So, hey, hit him. Go for it.
If I ever
hit him more than once, get thrown out the game. And now he's got 2 stolen bases and a home run.
If I ever become a general manager, I'm hiring Ricky as my manager because he seems to know what he's talking about. So
I'm telling my players that.
They're not any good. Anyways, Tim Tebow has been promoted.
I saw that.
And it was first at bat. I don't like what he's doing.
I get so tired of it. And I talked to Evan's dad about it. I talked to Evan and Evan's dad about it a couple of days ago because I was over there after we worked out, and he was, kind of poking fun at it. He was like, "So, did you hear about Tim Tebow?" And I gave him my whole spiel, and he was like, "You know what? I can see where you're coming from, and you're right, because, I gave him the whole thing about Tim's keeping people that have been working for it. He just comes in and he's pretty much living off of his name.
Mm-hmm.
But, if the dude works hard, I guess, and honestly, to me, I don't think he'll ever get to the point where he needs to be in a major league dugout. I don't believe that. I don't care how many home runs he's hitting down there. I just don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But if dude keeps working hard and if he can legitimately earn his way up there, where if he does get the call and he comes up and he's not hitting 069 or something like that, then, more power to him. But as of right now, I just don't see any kind of way that he could come up and contribute to any major league team, especially not the Mets, because they're struggling anyway. Yeah,
they're struggling as is. Since the call-up, he's hitting 5 for 9. With 1 home run, 2 runs driven in, 2 walks, a .556 average, and an OPS of 1.525. Now that is
Hall
only
of Fame numbers.
Yeah, that's only in 3 games, so everybody slow your roll before we're talking about September call-ups. But that's well over double his average when he was in low A.
But how many more bats did he have in low A?
233.
Yeah.
In low A, he had
give us his
220
stats
with 3 home runs. In those, 244 at-bats, he only hit 3 home runs, only drove in 23 runs, 24 walks, and 69 Ks. So, dude couldn't
He's going to K a lot.
Yeah, he couldn't hit low-A pitching.
And that's the point.
It's only going to get harder.
That's one of the points that I was trying to make to Evan and his dad. I was saying, he's hitting these home runs and all that. Cool, but he's doing it off of 18, 19-year-old guys.
Mm-hmm. Who haven't learned to pitch yet. We've said it before.
He's not doing it off of these Cy Young winners.
These guys are down there throwing, not pitching.
They're just throwing
most of them come out,
as they can,
with 96 out of high school and a pretty decent breaking ball.
Joe Simpson doesn't say a lot good, but he said it best. You can time a jet.
Yeah.
anybody can time a jet. If I stick
worst-
Shelby out
yeah,
there
the
for
worst
10 pitches,
hitter-
she can make contact with one of them.
Yeah, the worst hitters can hit a fastball. So
Yeah.
maybe that's all Tim Tebow's doing. Just sitting.
Hey, he might
waiting.
just be sitting fastball, and if he's doing that, then great approach by him. And I also, told them about the fact that if he played baseball in college at Florida, because the dude had the numbers to do it at a high school.
Yeah.
At a high school, he was great. But if he plays again in Florida, that's one thing. But he didn't play at Florida. He put all his chips in on football. Whether you agree or disagree that he shouldn't have lost his chance, he lost his chance in football. He goes and works in a professional environment where it's suit and tie every day. Goes and works there for, I want to say 2 years. I want to say he was there for 2 years.
Technically.
Yeah,
He's still
technically
under contract with
still
ESPN.
a college football analyst, and then just decides, hey, I want to go play baseball. I just don't feel like it should work that way, and I still feel like it's disrespectful to the game of baseball. But, I mean, hey, man, like I said, if he works hard and gets it done, then more power to you.
Just got to let him do what he does.
Yeah.
I just don't see how he improves much more. Like I said, if he can't hit these 17, 18, 19-year-old kids very well, he's only going to face better competition as he climbs the ladder. So we'll see what happens with Timothy Tebow.
Don't call him Timothy.
I'm going to call him Timothy.
That sounds weird.
I did put Chris Paul traded to the Rockets right there.
Right.
It's just sandwiched in between baseball topics, so it got lost. I was keeping up. All right, but the Braves, let's touch on them a little bit more as a team and not just focusing on Freddie and what he's doing.
Okay.
I know I've got to get better at organizing these. I just got to put them in order better, I think. But anyways, the Braves, like we said when we were eating, at our pre-show meeting is what I like to call that.
We did not talk about the show once.
Nope. But we did briefly talk about the Braves. But that's just from a fan standpoint. They've won 4 of their last 6 series now.
4 of their last 5, I thought. I thought they won 4 straight and then
losing to San Diego. All right. Yeah. So 4 out of the last 5. We were hot for a while, and then we came to Southern California and lost 2 out of 3 to one of the worst teams in baseball.
But we did talk about this. Like I was telling you while we were out, the Padres just have the Braves number recently.
Yeah, it's just something about,
for whatever reason.
It's just something about San Diego versus Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but they just got our number and we can't do anything about it, and it sucks.
Yeah, some teams just you meet your match.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple years ago when the Braves weren't that good. But we were dogging the piss out of the Nationals.
Every year. I mean, every series.
Yeah. It was like 19 out of 24 games or something we won that year.
Yeah.
So, sometimes you just have a team's number, no matter how good they are or what their roster looks like. Yeah. You just can't beat them. And that's the same in every sport, man. Some basketball players can't play well against others. And
Chris Paul can't play well against Steph Curry. That is a fact.
Yeah.
Anybody want to check me on it, go for it.
And football the same way. Like Jay Cutler just can't play football well against any defense in football.
I was about to say he just can't play football well.
Yeah. So some teams just aren't good. Some players aren't good. And other teams who may be worse capitalize on it. But the Braves are still sitting in a pretty good spot, I think.
8.5 out of the wild card, I believe.
Which is not bad.
At all. I think they might be 9 or so out of the division.
Yeah, we're not.
And it's only because the Nationals their record is still so high. Mm-hmm. One of them is going to come back to the pack. I think it's the Nationals, and it might be both. But nobody's going to neither of these spots are going to continue to just rise at this.
No, we're not going to get, put out of contention at the end of July. I think that if they continue to play this well with everybody hitting, and they're leading the league in hits.
I think they could get it. I think he's behind Charlie Blackmon. Are you sure?
He was just over, I think since the start of since the All-Star break last year, he was at 201 or something.
Yeah.
And Charlie Blackmon had 194. So he had just
passed leading the league in hits since last year. Yeah, so not this year.
No.
Yeah.
He's just behind him this year, but since the All-Star break last year.
That is true. Yeah. But I think the Braves can get this lead down, one of them, to 5 games before the All-Star break if they play well enough.
Yeah, and Dansby's hitting better, and it looks like Johan Camargo's looking really good too.
Johan Camargo is looking very good.
I'm starting to like him a lot.
Folty's looking good. Sean Newcomb's looking good.
Yeah, he seems to just get better and better and better.
Who else is new?
I like what Lane Adams does from
Lane Adams. He only pinch hits, but when he pinch hits, he
hit that jack the other night.
Yeah, his first home run the other night.
Further than Brandon Phillips went.
That same day.
Yep. So, I think that the pieces are there to not suck.
To contend.
Yeah. To not have the 5th overall pick in the draft, which is okay with me.
It was kind of fun being that high, though.
It was, because we were excited about the draft. Like, really excited. Yeah. But, no, it's fun seeing us getting back to winning.
Yeah.
That's why this Padres series sucked.
What's our record? I want to say we're 2 games under.
I was watching that series like, oh, shit, man, we could leave California at right 500 or better.
Yeah.
So, it's fun to see your team get back to winning, even if you're
just
not
kidding.
a Braves
We're
fan.
37-41.
Yeah, that San Diego series hurt.
But again, who thought we'd be 37-41 at this point?
Not I.
Neither did I.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, I was not feeling it. Also wasn't keeping up with the team as well as I am now.
I'm glad you finally are, man.
It's been fun.
That's what I was trying to tell you. It's like watching them is fun right now because they're doing well.
Ben's been getting me back into it. He hits me up on Twitter every time they're playing. He's like, Braves, fuck yeah. And I'm like, yeah, let me flip the game on. I forgot it was about to start.
This Ben character. He's taking my spot, isn't he?
He's not. You jealous ass.
It's okay.
He's not.
Sorry,
Ben. Ricky
Ben, nothing against you.
Ricky's
you're a great guy.
You're a great guy. But, anyways.
Just treat him well.
He's doing a good job keeping me excited about the team.
I've been trying to keep you excited since the beginning
Ricky,
of the season.
I don't hear from you for like 2 weeks at a time anymore, so.
Whatever.
It's the truth.
Whatever.
See? No rebuttal.
The A's are 35-44 though, so maybe we can go in and sweep that.
That'd be great. That's 9 games under 500. They're worse than us. Mm-hmm. So that means we should be able to go in and take at least. Yeah, I want to sweep. I'm not even going to say at least X amount of games. I want all the games. So.
Yeah, I want to sweep.
All right, last sour note about the Braves. Bartolo Colon, like I said, he may have pitched his last game. Definitely his last game in a Braves uniform.
Yeah.
And possibly his last game ever. He was 2-8 with an 8.10 ERA. And he's 44 years old. Not the kind of numbers that's going to have another team calling.
The Mets are interested.
I'm sure. But the Mets aren't in a position to do anything.
It had to happen, though, man, because with the way our offense has been playing, they've been playing better.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. But we still can't just go out and give up 6 runs in the first 3 innings and expect to come back. That's just unrealistic. So I'm very glad that the Braves front office is thinking the same way I'm thinking, and we're trying to win. That's pretty much all it comes down to. We're trying to win a ball game, trying to win a division.
Topic, trying to get to this Bartolo thing. The Braves are looking for a starting pitcher.
Yes.
There are 3 names that I've seen.
And there's one name that I've seen and it made me so excited.
Yeah, I know there's one name that we both want because we've talked about it, I think, both off seasons on this show.
Yes.
Chris Archer.
Boom!
But my question is, the Rays, because he's going to be under team control for like the next 4 years.
All right.
The Rays are going to want a lot for him. The Rays also aren't in terrible shape. They are not as terrible as they were last year.
Are they not?
They are getting better.
I know they picked up a Danny.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought they were still scraping the bottom of the pot.
Right now, they're 41-40, and they're only 4 games out of first. So,
I guess not.
The Rays are going to want something really big in return. Whether
we are stock full of pitching down there.
We do have a bunch of pitching.
As long as they don't touch Ozzie, Ronald, or Alex Jackson.
I think it's going to take one of those guys.
I think
Travis Demeritte.
Or Travis Demeritte.
Yeah,
I don't want them to touch
him either. The package that I feel like I'd have to put together to get Chris Archer right now would be Travis Demeritte, Whistler. I wish I could find someone to take Aaron Blair off our hands. And they're probably going to want, an Ozzie or Ronald Acuna. It's going to take those pieces.
I don't think so, man. I don't think they're going to want
that
two
team
position
control
players.
Is valuable to
I don't think they're going to want those two position players.
No,
though.
You're right. The currency is pitching.
And we've got plenty of it. You know what I mean?
I think they're going to want to bat, too. I wish that we could just, here, you guys take all the pitchers in the organization. We just want Chris. We'll do everything else we got to do after that. But that's not how it's going to work. I mean, you see all these. Now, you saw what it took to get Chris Sale. Took a position player.
That front office ain't doing nearly the magic that John Coppolella and John Hart are doing right now.
That's true.
If we get Chris Archer, we are going to be looking back at this deal like, oh my goodness, how did they do it? Yada, yada, yada.
I hope so. I hope you're right. The other two names that the Braves are interested in.
I know Jose Quintana was one of them.
Yes, sir. But he's been available since last year.
Have
and
you
nobody's
seen
been
his
able
stats,
to pull
though?
the trigger. I mean, are they good or bad?
They're great.
I know last year they were really good.
Yeah, they've been great the last 2 seasons, I want to say. Let
me take a quick look.
But what's the other name?
The other one is Sonny Gray.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
That would be nice.
We're going up against him tonight.
Look for something to happen while we're there.
That'd be great.
I don't want him pitching against me tonight. Send him on across the hall.
Send him on to the visitor side.
All right, so
we can get all the physicals and everything done right there.
Right there. Last year he was 13-12 with a 3.20 ERA.
That works in the AL.
Yeah,
man.
That's great in the AL. This year he's 4-8 with a 4.37 ERA.
Okay. So his win-loss record is bad. The ERA, though, I think I could kind of deal with in the AL.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, he's probably on pace to give up more earned runs than he did last year.
Yeah.
He's already at 46 this year. Only gave up 74 last year, earned runs.
Wow.
He's already gave up 12 home runs this year, gave up 22 last year. He's on pace to pass most of these categories. Strikeouts as well, though, so strikeouts seem to be up. Let's see what he's done complete game-wise. I don't think I've seen any. Yeah, no complete games. He's only got one in his career, and that was in 2015. But, I mean, he's still a guy, I think, that with run support could be a lot better. We're talking about the Chicago White Sox, who aren't good.
Talking about going from a +6 ERA to a 4.3, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Let's see. The AL Central, the White Sox
also,
are 10 games under 500.
We have Chris Medlin down in the minors. I don't know if you've been keeping up with it, but he hasn't been pitching badly. And I would love to see Chris Medlin back up.
I didn't think he would when we brought him back. Mm-hmm. I think that the reason they let him walk originally was because of the 2 Tommy Johns and not knowing how he's going to rebound from that.
All right.
And then seeing him go to Kansas City and do that. So why not give him a shot? Especially, later in the year when the rosters expand, why not call him up? Especially if we are pushing for, that second wild card spot or something. Even if we're not,
I would like to see
a couple wins out of that spot.
I would like to see him pushed early, get him in the bullpen,
and see what he can do. Just
get him in the bullpen.
You're right. Still not a fan
us
of
out
the
there.
bullpen.
That's what I'm saying.
Still don't
Yeah,
think the bullpen's any good.
Anything we could do to help the bullpen would be great, and I think Chris Medlin could come in and help the bullpen. Think about it: 2 or 3 innings every 3 nights or so.
Yeah.
That helps, man. Give those guys a break because they'll go out and they'll have a great outing. Then the next time they're out, it's like it's day and night, Jekyll and Hyde.
I really hate when those bullpen doors swing open. This has not been good this year.
From top to bottom, too. It's like
you can't trust Jim Johnson to come in and
thought that
lock
was
it
the
down.
one that we could trust. It's like, okay, if we just get to the 9th, we're safe.
Nope. You need about a 10-run lead.
That's why we need Craig.
Yeah, Ben is a big Craig Kimbrell fan. He hates...
You know anybody that doesn't like Craig Kimbrell?
No, but he is a huge fan. Like, hates the fact that he's even succeeding elsewhere.
Yeah,
because he's not here.
Great.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I get you, I feel you, but remember why we made that trade.
Yeah.
We made that trade to get rid of like $60 million of guaranteed money.
I forgot who I was talking to it about, but somebody was telling me we shouldn't have gotten rid of Kimbrell. I was like, well, it sucked, but think about it, we unloaded BJ.
Yeah, nobody's just going to take BJ straight up.
Nobody.
Like, yeah, we'll eat that $60 million.
And if it makes you feel any better, Craig's not even in San Diego anymore. No. He got traded again. So.
Yeah, they traded him, so it just, like, I'm happy for Craig wherever he goes.
Right.
So, yeah, I wish we still had a lockdown closer. They don't just grow on trees.
They don't, man.
I
think that
that's
Craig,
the worst part.
I think Craig will make his way back to Atlanta. I just don't know when.
He'll probably wait until we're good again. You know?
I think he wouldn't mind being back now because I don't think he ever wanted to leave, even though we were struggling.
No.
I think
you can tell. I mean, the dude's from Alabama, Huntsville, so I mean, he grew up watching us,
right?
Along with 8 other states in the Southeast and 12 others scattered throughout the country,
right?
But I mean, he loved being here. He was really good at his job. He got to learn under really good pitchers coming out of the bullpen when Johnny Venters was still good.
When Billy Wagner
was here. He got to learn under some really good relief pitchers. So
yeah.
I think it was a great situation for him, and he's blossomed. It is. I thought it might have been
nice
Gaddis for a second.
They look the exact same with that beard. Oh my gosh.
But oh man, they're amazing.
How
cool would it be if like Coffee worked out a deal and got both of them back?
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I just really want Evan Gaddis back.
That's what I was about to say. I'm really a bigger fan of
D-Mac, DFA him right now.
Yeah.
Don't care. Look at me. I'm making all sorts of moves in my head. I've already got this trade worked out. Tyler Flowers and Matt Whistler. Give me B-Mac and Evan Gaddis. And I'll pay for everybody's salary.
Wow.
Yep. Let's do it.
Now you're getting out of control.
Let's do it. Matt Whistler ain't making but, probably $500,000 this year.
Yeah, but you're taking on 2 salaries.
B-Max isn't
the salaries you already have.
His isn't going to be that bad because I think the Yankees are still paying a lot of his.
Oh, are they?
For what they signed him to, and that was how they got Houston to take him. So, I think that's a pretty good deal. I like it in my head.
Hey man,
everything. If you listen to this, Matt Whistler, Tyler Flowers, Evan Gaddis, and Brian McCann, make it happen, please.
That'd be pretty cool.
Highly doubt he's ever gonna hear this.
He probably won't. But, or you could send him. You could mention him in our podcast on Twitter.
Right. Is he on
Twitter? On Twitter in our podcast, probably.
I'll try to find it. I know a lot of those guys, like front office people, have like secret accounts where they just watch stuff. They don't post or anything. They just watch, which is kind of creepy. But oh well.
Somebody's always watching.
What else do I have here?
Whoop, whoop.
Maybe I don't have enough for 2 shows because we ran through everything kind of quick. No. We do. In other baseball news, Miguel Montero has been released from the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
And it's all his own fault. And
I
it's
think
so funny.
I think so.
Let me just read some stats to you real quick. Second to worst pop time in the major leagues. 2.11 seconds. 0 for 31 on runner stealing. He is blasting his pitchers for not getting the ball to the plate quick enough. I think that he is old, not good at baseball anymore, and the Cubs have like 3 or 4 catching prospects that are ready to go, and Kyle Schwarber can throw that gear on in an instant. So, Miguel, you should have kept your mouth shut, bud. You just won a ring. You got 0 to complain about. If you're going to criticize somebody, make sure your shit's together. Don't come at somebody because you don't like it until everything you're doing is as good as you can do it.
Right.
Am I wrong for being so harsh?
No, not at all. My take on it is, first of all, in his defense, he was 0 out of 24 before the Nationals game. Second, 2-1-1 is not a bad pop time. But I have my guys that I coach at 17 years old at 1-8.
Yeah, like I said, second worst in the majors.
Look,
that's at least 30 guys.
Point being, if you want to come at somebody, don't come at the star of the pitching rotation.
Don't go after a Cy Young winning.
You never
pitcher.
throw your teammates under the bus to the media. I learned that much even playing as high as I played. You never go outside the locker room and talk about your teammates like that. You just don't do it. So for him to have a microphone stuck in his face and just throw Jake Arrieta under the bus, it was absolutely ridiculous. It was sickening, honestly. And dude, Trey Turner was gonna steal those bags off of you regardless.
Trey Turner is like the second fastest dude in baseball behind Billy Hamilton. He's going to steal bases. Is what he does. Trey Turner's hurt, by the way, now.
Actually, they did a thing. Ian Happ is actually faster than Trey Turner.
Word?
Yep. I saw it.
Ian Happ's a second baseman, too.
Ian Happ is faster than him by, like, 0.1. They said, like, I forgot what it was. It was, like, how much ground you cover per step. Or something crazy. But it was... Whatever they were doing it, Trey Turner came in at 30. Ian Happ came in at 30.1.
Wow.
So he's barely faster.
So just barely, but faster. Yeah. That's all that matters.
But anyway, Trey Turner, and I did know he was hurt. He's going to be out for a little bit.
Yeah,
thank goodness. I hope. Well,
I think it's
not thank goodness
weeks.
Because I like Trey Turner.
And you never want to wish injury on a player.
But then
especially
again,
in the midst of a good
he is in our division. He is a big part of that machine.
Mm-hmm.
We do play them again
a lot.
They are the ones who are chasing in the division. I would love it if we could just play and he not be on the field. Not saying I wish he was hurt.
Doesn't hurt us, if he's not playing.
On the field.
So rest easy. Trey Turner, get well soon.
Take your time. Don't rush it. Don't rush it.
Make sure you're ready to go before you play.
Yeah, because I would hate to see something like you come back
2 or 3 rehab stints,
4 or 5,
Stay
maybe.
at home with the family for a little bit.
Yeah.
Get a lot of that, like mom's home cooking. Just take it easy, bud. But we do want to see you back eventually.
Very true.
Next season.
Very true.
Or after you guys are put out of the playoffs by the Braves.
Or after you're traded.
To the Braves. For soda.
Okay.
I'm not trading anything good for Trey Turner right now.
I mean,
we have a center fielder.
Yeah,
we have a shortstop. So
we don't need him. Oh, my buddy Mason, he texted me and he said, "So what is it going to take for us to get this Ohtani guy? The guy from Japan.
A lot of money."
That's what I told him. I was like, man, honestly, what he's going to ask for is not worth it. He's going to come in. He plays in the outfield. We have an outfield. We've got outfielders in the minors that are ready to go.
Travis Dimmick can play the corner outfield spots.
We've got
Ronald
pitchers.
Acuna in the center.
I can't wait to see him.
I know you're so excited. I hope he wears 25 just for you.
Honestly, that
just
one comparison that Chipper made is... I will never forget that name. And he's been doing well, too.
And there's not a better player to compare him to Andrew than Chipper, who played with him for the bulk of his career.
Saw him. Chipper
Up
saw
close,
him
like just had to turn around and look behind him, and there's Andrew.
But Ronald Acuna made the All-Star team for that. I just can't wait to see
Was it the All-Star team or the Futures game?
I'm pretty sure he made the All-Star.
I'm sure if he made the Futures team, then he probably made...
Don't worry.
No, this is actually Trey Turner.
Yeah, it's 10-day DL.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Non-displaced fracture of right wrist, which means his bone shifted a little bit.
If somebody's got a fracture, he's going to be out more than 10 days.
All that means is his bone, shifted a little bit, so...
Oh, Futures game.
Futures game. So it's a little bit more high profile than just your run-of-the-mill minor league all-star game. but that's the one that's going to be down in Miami, where we'll see the best of the USA and from the rest of the world.
And I cannot wait.
And these are the top of the top prospects.
So hopefully I can get to a TV.
I'm sure you'll be able to.
I missed almost all All-Star Weekend last year.
Oh, you did, didn't you? Because we had to talk about the All-Star game afterwards. Or not the All-Star game, but the Home Run Derby.
But everything. Yeah, I missed pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense for us to go out and get Ohtani. We've got plenty of pitching.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, it'd be cool to have him.
Yeah, and that's what he was saying. He was like, it'd be cool to see somebody that can play in the outfield and then just come in and shut it down for 2 innings or whatever. And I was thinking,
he's
first
a starter,
of all,
though.
I told him he just kind of got familiar with what's going on, like as far as Ohtani's concerned. And I was telling him, I was like, first of all, if he comes over, most likely he's not going to be doing both. He's going to have to do one or the other. And even if he were to do both, the competition in Japan, not saying it's not good, but we were talking about the same Japan that Manny Ramirez went over to and Andrew Jones went over to and put up MVP caliber seasons when they were absolutely washed when they were over here. And let's say he does come over and do well, I just don't think that risk is worth taking. And that's pretty much
it's going to cost a pretty penny. I don't know if you remember what like Daisuke Matsuzaka cost to bring over, and Yu Darvish, and for that matter, drawing a blank.
In New York.
Yeah. What is his name? He's so good.
Not this year. My dad's been on that. Dang it, man. Now,
because he's got a really good split finger.
That's
pitch.
upsetting. Because it's gonna be funny. Because when my dad listens back to this, he's gonna be
like,
yelling his name.
Okay.
Tanaka. Masahiro Tanaka.
There we go.
All right.
We're not completely incompetent, guys. We know what we're doing from time to time.
Oh,
I promise.
Oh my goodness! I could not think of that.
That's
to save my life. Yeah,
because
everybody's gonna think we looked it up because it took us so long.
We both blanked on that though.
I did. I absolutely blanked on it.
But
I could not think of it.
Back to the original point. Those guys cost a really pretty penny.
It takes way. I think it's way too much to.
Not just their contract, but the posting fee.
Yeah.
You have to bid on the right to negotiate a contract. So, it's going to cost probably $25-30 million, if not more, because I think there's some new rules in the CBA that allow or disallow those big, like, $55+ million posting fees. Like, Yu Darvish, his was outrageous, and then he got paid after that.
Yeah.
So, you've got to pay their team in Japan an outrageous sum of money just to bring him over here. Or just to negotiate with him. And then you're going to have to pay him a lot of money to get him to actually play with your team.
And that's what I told him. I was like, man, it's going to cost way too much money, and it's not a sure thing.
Yeah.
And,
now, we
don't need to spend that money. And he was saying, well, they need to find the money. I was like, it's not about that. They'll spend it on another superstar that's proven. Because I was right. He actually said that right when the Chris Archer news broke. And I was saying, man, I'd much rather save my money for
someone like Chris Archer,
that.
Who's a proven valuable starting pitcher.
He can do it in the major leagues.
Yeah.
So.
Now, there will be a team like New York or like L.A. or Boston maybe that will spend that money because they've been known to do it before.
All right.
Like I said, Masahiro Tanaka. Yu Darvish with the Texas, but I know the Yankees were in on him.
Ryu.
Yeah. They spend that kind of money because, the Dodgers are a franchise that's worth $3 billion.
Right.
They've got the money.
Right.
The Yankees have... I know they haven't been deep in their pockets in the last couple of years, but I think they're about to get back to it.
On top of money.
Yeah, they've got the money to spend if they so choose. So we'll see how that goes down. We didn't really talk about Chris Paul, but if you want to, we can.
We can. I don't know how much you even.
I know
could
Sam
contribute.
Decker.
Sam Decker.
Eric Gordon. No, Lou Williams.
Lou Williams. No, it was Patrick Beverly. Was it Lou Williams and Patrick?
Yeah, because they traded like 4 players and cash or something.
Okay, Dante will
correct us, but I will fact check right now.
I just think it was. I think it was kind of like the Hawks making a move just to make a move, in one sense, but also Chris Paul is not going to make your team worse.
No.
He's never going to make your team worse. He's a decent defender. He's a floor general. And he's pretty good at putting the ball in the basket when he gets really hot.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden is a shooting guard that was playing point guard. Right? Can we agree on that?
That is true.
I understand that he made a lot of things happen with the ball in his hands playing point this past year. MVP caliber year, obviously. Mm-hmm. But
he didn't win it.
No, he didn't.
Shout out to Russ. Which we called right here 2 times.
We did, actually.
We even made a sequel for it because that's how confident we were. But here's how the trade went
Another
down.
shout out, Dante. All that stuff you was talking.
Paul George didn't finish in the top 5
We can go back and play it.
Yeah.
We knew you was wrong.
From the start of the season, because I went back and listened to that, I think the day after, our first Russell Westbrook for MVP. It was like not even a month after the season started. Mm-hmm. And we were already crowning Russ.
Yeah.
And clowning Dante. Which we do every week here on The Battery. Thank you, Dante, for your loyalty and continued support. But this is how the trade went down. It was Chris Paul for Patrick Beverley, Lou Williams, Sam Decker, Montrezl Harrell, Darren Hilliard, DeAndre Liggins, Kyle Wiltier, a protected first-round pick next year, and cash. The Rockets acquired Hilliard from Detroit.
The Clippers... Wait, who gave up what? Okay.
Houston gave up Patrick Beverley, Lou Williams, Sam Decker, Montrezl Harrell.
Montrez.
You sure?
They got that spell.
Yeah, because there's an L at the end of that name.
It's just Montrez Harrell.
Okay. Well, Darren Hilliard, DeAndre Liggins, and Kyle Wiltier.
So Houston gave up all that.
And a protected first-round pick and cash.
For Chris Paul.
Then the Rockets acquired Hilliard the Rockets acquired 2 of those players from other teams before adding them to that deal. So they had to go out and get other players and then shipped them straight to LA.
I think that was
so Houston overpaid.
Very much so. Because, I mean, everything I said about Chris Paul, I'm not taking it back, but he is also an aging superstar.
Yeah.
Like, he is not
and it was a sign and trade deal, so I don't think, it wasn't a max deal. I think he just signed, 1 or 2 years and accepted the trade. So, I mean, it's not something that may be, or I won't say permanent because nothing in sports is permanent, but it may not be super long term,
Yeah.
He may decide to, play this out, see how it goes, and then, I don't know, he'll be...
I think that was an awful deal by the Rockets.
The Rockets are...
Do better.
Yeah. You gave up 8 people and a first-round pick. A protected first-round pick. So if for some reason this goes awfully wrong and you guys finish in the lottery, you just lost that pick.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Funny side note, though. I don't know if you've been seeing any of it, but Chris Paul and Blake Griffin held DeAndre hostage a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
And now both of them are not going to be there.
Leave, yeah.
Because Blake Griffin's going to take free agency meetings. I saw with the Suns on Sunday or Saturday.
Yeah. I heard something about him trying to go to Houston.
I'd be kind of scared of Houston at that point.
Yeah.
If I was Blake, I'd be calling Russ and being like, "Hey, bro,
they could use somebody else that can score."
Yeah, you trying to do something?
They're not going to come close to Golden State, though. Not with what they got. He'd be better off going to Houston.
I wouldn't want to go to Houston if I was him.
Why not?
Because I feel like James Harden ain't ever going to let me touch the ball.
Well, Chris Paul will.
But James Harden ain't going to let him touching the ball.
Yeah, Chris Paul is going to touch the ball.
I hope you're right.
Chris Paul is going to bring the ball up the court more often than not.
I hope you're right. I'm sure you are because you know a lot more about basketball than me. But
yeah.
If I'm Blake Griffin, I'm coming to Atlanta because there's a kid here who loves you. His name's Cody.
All right,
I'm a big Blake Griffin fan. But that's all I've got for
today. It really?
Yeah, I wanted that to be 2 shows, but we really flew through those first few topics. those L.A. and Brooklyn trade or L.A. and Atlanta trades. We kind of flew through those.
Yeah,
but
sorry,
that was
sleep, man.
That was an action-packed show, though.
Yeah,
you know, no downtime.
We need to start arguing more.
I'm cool with it. I'll try to find some more controversial topics.
That, we don't agree on.
I will. I'm gonna definitely do that.
That way we can yell at each other. Yeah.
See, I don't think we can, man. You see how we just said that simultaneously?
Yeah.
We're same brain wavelength or something.
Nah, we disagree on things. I'm pretty sure we do.
Yeah, from time to time, but not often.
It happens enough.
Well, for next week's show, I'm going to try to find some controversial shit. As we sign off, big shout out to Steph Curry, who's going to play in a amateur golf tournament.
Big shout out to Steph Curry, who just had at an auction, his Game 3 jersey was sold for the most money a game-worn jersey has ever been sold for.
Surpassing Kobe Bryant's final All-Star jersey. Yeah. I just read that in the article.
Yep.
But, yeah, big shout-out to that guy.
Big shout-out to Steph Curry for
just
everything
breathing,
he's doing.
You know? Like, raising a beautiful family and being good at basketball.
All-American guy right there.
Yeah, you know, playing golf in the off-season for fun.
Beautiful mom.
Beautiful wife.
She is, but she ain't got nothing on the mom still.
His sister's pretty hot, too.
She's okay.
She ain't ugly.
She ain't ugly, but she's okay.
She's pretty hot.
She's her mom. And
have you ever seen Cheyenne Woods?
Cheyenne Woods.
Tiger Woods' niece?
No, but she plays golf. I have seen her.
Yeah.
And she was pretty cute, but I don't remember.
I love her.
Yeah, I'm sure you do, because you love anything to do with golf. Oh, did you see the shot Jordan Spieth hit to win?
Yeah, out of the sand? Yeah. That was pretty nice.
So we could talk about that.
Man, I didn't watch the whole tournament. I just saw that.
I mean, we could have just talked about the shot. That's all anybody else
It was
about.
nice to see Jordan Spieth, come out and play that well, though. After looking at, like, his rounds from that week.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to see Jordan Spieth do that again.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll...
We're waiting on you, bud.
No, we're not. The golf world has moved on. We're done.
Oh, you're a part of the golf world now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I am leading the anti-Tiger movement.
It's ridiculous.
I'm just fed up with Tiger, man. He takes up too much of our time and thought process.
You let him.
No, he does dumb shit. Like, take too many prescription pills.
No,
and get
like I said,
car.
you let him. Tiger does one thing once every 3 months. The Braves have been playing for the last 3 months consecutively, and you didn't care to keep up with anything they were doing. You let Tiger take up your time because you love Tiger.
I don't.
So anything regarding Tiger, you are going to find out every little fact you can about it.
I don't love
because
Tiger
you
anymore.
love him deep in your heart. I'm not going to sit up here and try to make you feel better about the fact that you just love the guy and you just don't want to admit it.
There's nothing to admit. There's nothing to admit.
That's fine. Okay. Denial is okay.
I did love him.
You still
long
do.
Time ago.
You still do.
You know. Got Tiger on my senior jersey. So there was once a time when yes, I did love Tiger. I just don't anymore because he's not good and he'll never be good again. And he let me down.
You still love him.
I don't.
You gotta let that hate go.
I wish he would just check himself into rehab.
Let that hurt go, Cody.
Get himself taken care of.
Let that hurt go, Cody.
And then go raise
Let that hurt go.
The hurt's gone.
Let that hurt go.
The hurt is gone.
No, it's not.
The hurt's gone.
No, it's
I'm
not.
more concerned than hurt now.
You're not concerned.
I am
just
concerned.
mad.
There's nothing to be mad about.
You're mad because he broke your heart when you were 12 years old.
I got over it. I wasn't 12. I was 18. I was a
Well,
grown man.
You act 12 now, so I don't know.
I was a grown-ass man when he broke my heart.
Okay.
But, he did it to himself. Those are all self-inflicted wounds.
And
Nothing for me to be mad about. Nothing for me to be mad about.
You sympathize for him.
I don't. I'm not a womanizer.
Okay.
I'm not.
Yep.
Anyways.
For all of you guys listening to the show, Rhiannon, just disregard that little womanizer comment. Or my reaction to that womanizer comment.
She knows I used to be. I told her that.
Used to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, we're going to sign out.
As always. What did you do a couple days ago?
As always, I'm Cody. You can find me on Twitter at LameGretzky76.
Oh.
Ricky, you?
You can find me at Not Even Rich on Twitter, on Instagram, on That's it.
Is that your Snapchat name?
No, it's not my Snapchat
We're not going to give
name.
that out. That's nobody's business.
Yeah, because...
We don't need you Draymond people.
I wouldn't... What? Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
Come on.
Snapchat is not healthy.
Yeah, but for you, because you don't know how to use it. You child.
I do know how to use it.
Dumb man.
I did it one time. One time. And it never happened again on accident.
Okay.
But we are now on Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, and iTunes. So
just taking over the podcast world over here.
I'm trying to get us out there, man. I want everybody from every platform available.
When are we going to hire, like, an assistant to do all this stuff?
As soon as we start making money. Shit. As soon as someone starts giving us money, I'll gladly get us an assistant / producer / editor.
Yeah.
That way they can do all this and we can really get off the ground.
If you are qualified, send us your applications.
Resumes,
we'll let you know,
cover letters.
We'll let you know when we could,
schedule an interview.
Get a spot open for you.
Well, we got to interview them first, Ricky. We can't just be taking bums and youths off the street.
I'm willing to take anybody.
All right, well, you heard it here.
As far as the girls, you got to be cute. Nothing less than an 8. I don't want to have to look at you every day.
Now we've already got a sexual harassment suit on our hands, and the show's going to be shut down.
What's the point of hiring them if you can't date them?
So they can do their job. That's why you hire someone to a job.
Dating me is part of the job.
All right, so ladies, no need to apply. I prefer if there was
we're not
fat,
taking men.
ugly man.
We're not taking men.
Who can edit audio files, maybe even record video, and run and get us coffee from time to time.
We're not taking any men applicants, so stop lying.
We're taking men applicants.
No.
Ask Tim from the gym if he wants to be our assistant. Does he know how to edit?
Okay. Bye, guys.